And we're back. About 2 weeks later, I saw that this penny stock has gained interest, once being a $9 stock coming down and being a 50-cent stock. This gave the opportunity for many investors like yourselves to grab a ton of shares for a little bit amount of money. And why are we back? Besides the fact that I grabbed some of you guys' attention, this stock just based at a crucial point on the weekly time frame. Now I'm also bringing it up because it's down 10% in the last month. However, it's up 311% in the past 6 months, up 15% year to date, and up 85% over the past year. So this stock is taking a dip buy opportunity as of right now, just like the one that we previously covered, and I want to put it back on your radar while it's dipping 11% on the month. Okay, as always, this is a sponsored stock. You need to do your own due diligence on this stock. I'm going to cover this in brutal honesty. Hit the like button on the video and let me know what you think in the comments down below. Uranium can be used for several different things, but mainly fuel for nuclear power plants and the nuclear reactors that run naval ships and submarines. It can be also used in nuclear weapons, and we have talked recently about war and what is happening around the world, and uranium is going to be of much use, and our country thinks the same. Canada, the US, and the UK, in fact, were among a group of 20 nations that announced an agreement to triple nuclear energy capacity by 2050 at the United Nations COP28 climate conference in Dubai. Now, Nexus Uranium Corp as a company operates as a mining company. The company engages in acquisition, exploration, as well as development of uranium and vanadium gold and other mineral resource properties. The stock has an extremely small market cap of $9.9 million, which means this could be an extremely early time to jump in the play, and it could be an opportunity for investors like yourselves and like myself. Now, the company has a little bit of an issue with their earnings, and you can see right here their net income is down 126%, as well as operating income down 48%, and a net change in cash down 506%. This isn't something that we are just going to wipe under the rug. However, previous earnings, net income was down about 300% and operating income was down also 306%. So the company is kind of on an imbalanced beam and they have to find their footing in my eyes. But it's no doubt that uranium is going to be of use going forward in potentially wars and advanced technology. Now, if we look at the 1 month technicals, most of them are neutral, except the oscillators giving it a buy rating, which is going to bring us back to the charts, which is kind of what I wanted to talk about in the beginning of the video. So looking at the daily time frame, you can see this stock recently broke above the 382 and flashed back down in the same week, and it retested it another week. You can also see that lots of volume has picked up since December of 2023 in this stock, and it bottomed out around 12 cents and ended up going lower 1 week, the week of July 3rd, 2023, and essentially has just made this U-shaped recovery, now basing off of the 236 with volume fading on this decline. This tells me that as long as we hold the 49-cent level, this stock has a shot at coming right up to 74 cents, clean breaking over that and coming up to 93 cents. With that being said, that's a 42% gain and then about an 80% gain on your cash. Now, this isn't guaranteed. These are just the levels that I would be watching personally if I was going to get in the company. Now, I want to leave their investor PowerPoint pinned in the top of comments, and I'm also going to leave it at the very top of the description. 16 pages long, telling you everything about the company, everything about the space that you need to know and why you should invest, as well as several other projects that is happening and where their future lies, where uranium demand lies. There's no doubt that yes, of course, the US wants energy security. The majority of uranium production currently comes from Russian-aligned and African countries, which is not something the U.S. wants to keep happening. The U.S. forms the U.S. Strategic Uranium Reserve to develop a 20 MLB uranium stockpile in 2020, and then 2023, 3 years later, the Nuclear Fuel Security Act passes to ensure funding for domestic sources of supply. And then also in 2023, the House passes bill prohibiting Russian uranium imports act. So this is all major over the past 3 years. And you can see where our country, the strongest country, is positioning themselves in the uranium space. Plus, last but not least, the Ray Mesa project, a large 6,282 acre land package in the heart of the prolific Uravan mining district in Utah. There's extensive historical drilling of over 500 holes defining multiple mineralized zones. They have other projects going that are fully permitted, and fully permitted exploration programs for up to 49 holes on multiple mineralized bodies. And I could leave the Ray Mesa project link under the comments down below, but as an investor, they're going to tell you everything you have to know about the Ray Mesa project right here as well. And here are their previous press releases, which we recently covered. The February 29th Nexus announcing acquisition of extensive historical data set for the Ray Mesa project. Prior to that, also in February, they announced marketing agreements. They announced an option to acquire Cree East project. In January of 2024, they also finalized plans for phase 1 drilling at the Ray Mesa project. So they are moving forward. US is positioning in this space, and Nexus Uranium is trying to be the supplier. They're trying to get their foot in the door and position themselves in the right areas. Overall, do you have a uranium stock in your portfolio? Let me know in the comments down below. This may be one of those important ones to have for the long term and kind of just forget about. Again, let's see how this stock does when the market opens, or depending on when I put this up, and let's make some money. Thank you, Sideways Frequency, for sponsoring today's video. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.